Accusations of the Trump administration having had contact with Russia have been dominating headlines recently. It's going to make big news again in the coming hours. But the head of the US House Intelligence Committee just yesterday says he's found no evidence of collusion between President Trump's election campaign and the Kremlin.
Have you seen any evidence of any collusion between what I'll call Trump world and the Russians to swing the 2016 presidential election?
I'll give you a very simple answer: no.
A rare voice of disagreement against a torrent of accusations that Donald Trump and his team colluded with Russia.
Donald Trump, for some reason, took a very soft line on Russia and maintained that consistently during the campaign, and there does seem to have been some kind of contact between his campaign and the Russians.
So claims of Russian efforts to compromise President-elect Trump.
Trump has the Kremlin clan surrounding him and have been involved with him for a long time.
Possible penetration of a U.S. presidential administration by Russians to whatever degree. And the president needs to realize that it's not going to go away.
And this led to a crusade against Trump's team. The first victim was now former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. He resigned because he misled the vice president over his conversations with the Russian ambassador. But that's not how it's being portrayed in the media. CNN's narrative was Flynn had resigned over links to Russia. The next day, Trump aides were accused of having constant contacts with Moscow. These allegations were based on unnamed sources from the White House, who leaked the information to the media. While Nunes says the leaking of General Flynn's name to the media is the one crime we know that's been committed. And this is how Trump himself and his press secretary reacted to the leaks.
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agents
published a story about what they called contacts between members of the Trump campaign and Russian officials. The FBI deputy director was at a meeting here at the White House that morning. After the meeting concluded, he asked Chief of Staff to stand back a second. He wanted to tell him that the report in the New York Times was, quote, BS.
So, has there been any evidence to support the accusations? To echo Devin Nunes, no. Several reports published by the intelligence communities either provided no warranties, in other words, they couldn't guarantee their sources, or relied on various degrees of confidence in them. The previous administration assured us there was evidence, but we haven't seen any.
Some of that evidence may not be something that we want to show.
A lot of it is classified, and we're not going to provide it.
So on Monday, the eyes of the world will be on FBI Director James Comey as he explains exactly what and who the Bureau have been investigating.
The US president's also taken to Twitter to say it's been long known there's been no connection between his team and Moscow, calling the story fake news. Trump also accused the Democrats of having thought up the idea of a sinister connection to Russia as an excuse for losing the election. With more thoughts too, Annie Machon, former MI5 intelligence officer, who spoke to us about it. She says the Democrats don't want to back down, and there's sure to be fireworks over Congressman Nunes' comments.
The Washington vultures are circling this guy, saying that he's shown that he's partisan right from the beginning of this investigation in Congress through to the announcement today. So I think there's going to be quite a lot of scepticism about the fact that this man has spoken out and said he has not seen any evidence. I think there will be quite a battle because, of course, it's evenly divided between the Republicans and the Democrats. The Democrats have been very much backing this idea that's come out of the CIA, that there is this incredibly close linkage between the Trump camp and the Kremlin. But I think, they need to look at the evidence. I think the concept of we can't release this because it's classified, it would damage national security, is a great elastic concept that the powers that be always use to ensure that evidence does not come out. I don't think there is any real evidence.